Okay, so now that we've got that kind of introduction and the main riff down, we're going to talk about the verse. The verse is really simple. It's just basically power chords, but both guitars are playing and they're doing like a slightly different rhythm. So let me break down both of them for you. The first one, what we're doing is really simple. It starts on the and of one. So what you're going to hear is like 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, ba. And that's where it's going to be, right one, right after the one. And that's kind of really important to get that rhythm down. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to play the riff basically a couple times so that you can hear it. It's basically just an open A power chord. Real simple. So here's how it sounds. 1, 2, 3, 4, 1. Right there. And that just kind of keeps going and going and going. It goes basically for, I think, like 14 bars or something. Something like that. It just repeats. And then that hit at the end that you hear in the backing track and on the regular track, that's D. That's just an open D chord. So it's like... and that kind of sustains. And then the second guitar that goes over that is a little bit more intricate, a little bit, I like it better, it's a little more fun to play. And it has a bit of a pickup, so you don't have to worry about, not starting on the one. Well, I guess you do have to worry about not starting on the one. But instead of starting after it, you're starting before it. So this is what the second guitar, the overdub for this section, sounds like. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3. Alright, and so in this section, that's kind of the feel, that bum bum ba ba bum bum ba ba bum. That's kind of the groove that we're going for. So what we're doing, we're starting with an open A power chord, and then G on the 6th string, and then A again. And what we're doing, the only notes we're playing is an open A power chord, an open E, and a G. Occasionally you hear every once in a while that note, that's the C on the 3rd fret. So I'm going to kind of, now that I've told you the notes, I'm going to play it really slowly so you can watch my hand, and you can kind of pick up how the rhythm works. So, that happens twice, and then that, we're playing open E, G, and then like a half bend on C, or a quarter bend even. And then coming out of that, it's open A, open E, G, power chord, so it's open A, E, power chord, G, power chord. If you have the tabs, which are included with the lesson, it should make a little bit more sense than me trying to vocally explain it. It's best with this kind of like really rhythmic and fairly simple stuff to kind of hear it in your head and try to find the notes that match. Now, the finding it's going to be easy because I just told you what notes they were. but getting it to sound like the real groove and getting it to like kind of fit in the pocket, that's where practice comes in. And it's a lot more effective to hear the music and to be able to sing it in your head than to try to like kind of like read it on the page and say, okay, on the 6th, 8th note, this note happens, and then on the 8th note, this note, that's a little too analytical. You want to kind of have a bit more free-flowing kind of idea when you're learning music. I mean, think about Guns N' Roses. They were not highly analytical musicians, we can say, but they were really, really good. So with this kind of stuff, like I said, the best idea is to go ahead and listen to it. So I'm going to play it a couple times, and then I'll do the ending with the D chord. So. Right there. And so it's the exact same thing basically, just once again, you end on that D chord, and then that kind of takes you over to this next lick that's just sort of like a little interim lick that takes us back to the verse. And that idea comes out of the D chord. And so what's happening, what we're doing here, we are playing the lick, but it's with a slightly different feel and rhythm. So we're starting with that same idea, and then sliding down only a double stop on 3rd and 2nd strings from 7 to 5. And we're doing that with our 1st finger, and then sliding, doing the same thing but with our ring finger. So. And then we hit 4 and 3 double stop, B and D. I'm sorry, before the 4 and 3, after the 2nd slide, we hit 5 and the 5th fret again. And then slide from 4 and 3 down to 2 and 1. And after, so we slide from B and D down to A and C, and then open G and B. And then A, G, E, A. And then we do kind of like pinch harmonics. Pinch harmonics are really key, especially in this like really heavy hard rock style from Slash. And they definitely require a lot of distortion and a humbucker. You can probably get one out of a single coil, but it's really a lot harder. And basically, like a really quick explanation of how to do a pinch harmonic. There's no perfect way because everyone holds their pick differently and everyone's hands are different. But the main idea is that as soon as you finish stroking through the string with your pick, the flesh of your thumb right behind the tip of the pick will kind of graze very lightly the vibrating string that you just attacked. And what happens is if you hold, you can kind of hear it's not that, but there's that little high-pitched extra frequency that's happening kind of in conjunction with the main note. And that's what we're after. That's the pinch harmonic. So right, you can hear that in there, and that's that real raw, growling sort of attack that, you know, Slash is famous for. So with this verse, take it, you know, have fun with it. It's really pretty simple. Jam on the backing track so you can hear where that D note comes in, and then work with this little kind of like auxiliary version of the main lick, and right after that it goes back to the verse, but only for 8 bars before heading into the pre-chorus, which I'm going to show you now.